It was in 2016 that the iPhone 7 Plus was first released to the market and everybody went crazy. Now, close to 7 years later, another one has been released, which is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Today, that's what I'm going to be talking about, and it starts right now. Hey, Sam here. Welcome to my channel. I'm not your typical tutor. I'm a hobbyist who is interested in videography and film. So what I use and how I use it during the course of my journey here on this channel, be that gear, tools, and softwares, I simply just share with you, hoping you can learn a thing or two from it. If this sounds like your thing, you might consider subscribing to this channel so that you don't miss another update from me. With that out of the way, let's get into it. So what I intend to do right now is to just show you a little bit how much this can do, just to prove to you that you may not necessarily need the new iPhone, especially if you already have an iPhone. So what I intend to do right now is I want to just show you exactly how much this 7 years old iPhone can still do. Recording my screen because I'm going to share my screen with you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. We start right now. I come here, I crank up my camera. This time around, I'm not going to do video. I'm just going to do still picture. I click on portrait mode, but I'm going to flip this camera and take a selfie on the portrait mode. This portrait has me covered every single time that I try to use it. It sort of like mimics mirrorless camera, you know, in a way, because it gives you a very close quality to what a mirrorless camera would do. So I flip my camera here right now and take a selfie. Just want to quickly interject. With the smartphone, you don't want to depend on or rely on the camera in front of the smartphone. At least for my iPhone, I have noticed that the quality is usually not the best. So I find myself always flipping the phone when I want to do video recording or take a selfie. Basically, I hold it at an arm's length, use my index finger, I think, to click on the shutter. I don't think I like that much, so I'm just going to repeat. I hope it comes out well. Okay, I think I can use this. Okay, so, or I pick one of the older ones. You know, sometimes you just can't get satisfied when you do this thing. If you're like me, let's take this. Okay, I'll delete that. My expressions are whack. So once the picture was taken, the next thing I did was that I went to this LightX, a third-party app. It's also available for Android. So I quickly went in there to try as much as possible to clean up this image. It's already looking good. So went down straight to adjustments right there. So after adjustment, I went to light here. I reduced the exposure a little bit because, as you can see, there's a bit of a hot spot on my face there. I wanted to be able to reduce that. Then the next thing, I applied a little bit of contrast. What you want to do is to make sure you don't overdo anything, and then I dropped the brightness a notch. That's pretty much all I did to this image in this app. Tech companies actually understand the human behavior around products, new products especially, whenever they release them, and so they keep churning out these things on a yearly basis. And so the aim and target is your pocket and your bank. As true as that may have sounded, but you cannot deny the fact that these tech companies bring so much value to the market space. This is what the iPhone 13 Pro Max was built for, to bring more value, especially for those who need it. For someone like me who is a content creator. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that unless the iPhone 13 Pro Max holds an investment value to your craft, you might just be wasting your resources, because at the end of the day, these tech companies will always roll out newer upgrades. It might just be a little tweak here and there with the features and all that. It will be great to actually look at some of the key features of the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Imagine a 6.7-inch Super Retina display with a faster, more responsive feel that is quite intuitive. I can't wait to try what they call cinematic mode in this smartphone. This one has the ability to add shallow depth of field to your clips, aka bokeh, as focus intelligently shifts from one subject to another automatically. That's the key word. It possesses a whole new camera system with a 12 megapixel telephoto. It's good for the photographers who want to actually keep their content rolling in on the go. Wide and ultra wide camera system. So what's the difference? Simply means that one is wider than the other. Quite frankly, if you know nothing about ISO, shutter speed and frame rates, and you have the iPhone 13 Pro Max or you are contemplating purchasing one, I'll recommend that you take some classes to fully maximize the potential of this smartness. It has 6 times zoom range, macro photography, endowed with night mode, well loaded for low light situations and film production. Smart HDR, it also has what you call Apple Pro RAW. Filmmakers Apple Pro RAW. Now this is what I refer to as the creepy side of technology. It's like taking a selfie in the front of a mirror all by yourself. But when you preview the photo, then all of a sudden there's somebody standing right behind you that wasn't there when you took the photo. Creepy, right? Now that's not the kind of drama I'm talking about. But here is how it works. It's time to edit your video that you have spent so much time to shoot. You loaded it onto the timeline of your favorite editing software, and you suddenly realize that your footage is too dark and underexposed, or too bright and overexposed. You have simply lost quite an amount of details in your clips. So what do you do in this case? With a video shot in Apple Pro RAW, that is not a problem at all because you can simply recover lost details from those clips, whether in the shadows or in the highlights. As a content creator who is constantly seeking to improve the value of my content, that is one huge major reason I would like to obtain the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So, now your question is, Sam, can I produce a professional film with the iPhone 13 Pro Max? It takes more than just a great camera or an iPhone 13 Pro Max to make a great film or content. Needless to say that some of the greatest films of our lifetime were created when technology was half as good as we have them today. The point I'm trying to make is, chances are that you already have your iPhone 13 Pro Max already in your hand without even knowing. The bottom line of this whole thing is that as good as the iPhone 13 Pro Max is with all its features and everything, do not wait until you acquire that before you start creating. As always, the best time to create is now. I hope you got some value here today. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this community. All links to useful resources in the description of this video. So until another video, this is Sam, and I am signing out right now. Peace.